Thanks for being here. We are looking at, and I hope you got your cuppa, we are looking at the Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield today. And a lot of you would have heard of this book. It's a really amazing book, and I read this years ago. I've read it a couple of times, and I'm due to read it again. It is a very awesome book. It's a spiritual adventure novel, basically, that follows a man's journey through Peru as he discovers an ancient manuscript with a series of sacred insights about consciousness, intuition, synchronicity, energy, and spiritual awakening. He also has another book. So in this one, he talks about 9 insights, and then I think his next book is the 10th insight. I'm pretty sure he has another one after that, but I can't even remember it right now at the top of my head. This book explores the idea that meaningful events happen for a reason, and that we're all connected through a greater spiritual purpose. So let me know in the comments, have you read this book? What did you think of it? Basically, if you haven't been here before, welcome, guys. If you haven't seen this video before, it's fairly new, this format that I've done. I think, only one other reading on this particular format, and the last one I did was on the Eagle and the Rose from Rosemary Altea. So what will happen is, when I do the Cuppa and Wisdom series, I basically, we grab a cuppa and we sit down with a book, and we talk about briefly what the book's about. And what I do, as a very interesting way of doing it, I find it really fun, is I get my numbers. Where are my numbers? I have a whole heap of numbers in this here, okay? And I'll shake them and I'll choose a number, and we'll open the book to that page where what the number was, okay? And then it will be that either we can choose another number to find the line number that we need to focus on that paragraph's message, and it's called Divine Reflections. My business name is Divine Visions. And the channel's name was Divine Visions, but I've changed it to Divine Reflections as a bit of a change, because I feel that this is really all about divine reflections. We are reflecting on our journey constantly. It's all about, how we evolve and grow in life is through reflecting on our lives. We internally look within, and that's how we grow and evolve, is by actually reflecting upon ourselves and where we've been and how far we've come. And this is all about what this session is about, is reflecting on the message. What it might mean for you could be different to someone else. So there's no wrong, there's no wrong answers in this. There's no right answers in this. It's all very personal. So take it as it resonates for you. And yeah, it's really an interesting process. So let's get started with this. I've got my beautiful herbal tea today. Last time I had a vanilla latte. And today I've got like a beetroot, ginger and turmeric herbal tea, which will be interesting. Let me know what you're drinking. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to get the... And where in the world are you guys? Because everybody tunes in from somewhere very differently. I've got overseas people watching, people who are very local in Australia. All right, what number should we need for this page number, please? For the Celestine Prophecy, such a spiritual book. It's really beautiful. I couldn't put this book down when I read it. Okay, I've got the first one, which is a number 9. Do I need another one? 93. Let me see. 93. Oopsies. It's on this one here. And I'm going to pick... So that looks like a 9. We've got a few 9s. All right, let me see here. What is it saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, this is so funny. You know what it says? Let's get to the top, I said. Hurry. Let's get to the top, I said. Hurry. Someone is in a hurry to get to the top. Now, this could mean spiritually. Who is aiming to evolve, to elevate themselves, to ascend, basically? This is what it's all about, is ascension. And this is what this book's really about too, is like, at the end of the day, we're ascending. It's all about that that journey at the end of the day. I'm not reading on because it doesn't seem, I don't feel, it's talking just about a mountain here, climbing several hundred yards up the ridge at an overlook. We stopped and looked back toward the town. I don't feel intuitively that's the message. I'm getting the ninth line. Let's get to the top. I said, hurry. Someone's impatient about their journey right now. I think that it could be that there has been a lull in our journey. It could be that we're feeling delays on the journey. We're getting setbacks on the journey. We're getting impatient on this journey. When is it our turn to get the rewards? Let's get to the top. Okay, where did it say that? And I've got to read it again. And it could be you telling yourself this. You could be telling, the higher powers, let's get to the top. Let's hurry up and do this. I want to hurry up. I haven't got much time in life. I haven't succeeded. I haven't got to where I need to get to, because you might have had a vision, okay, for where you need to be, and you're not yet there, and you're thinking, I'm running out of time. But everything has its time. Everything is exactly as it's meant to be. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And I have to remind myself of this too, because I can be very impatient with things. I have a vision, I have a purpose, I have a mission. I think I'm, somewhere else, meant to be somewhere else than where I am sometimes. But I also think sometimes, I have to remind myself that, I believe in God. God has a plan for each one of us, and we are where we're meant to be. We are learning what we're meant to be learning right now. There is no, race to the top. Everything has its purpose, even the delays. We've got to stop and smell the roses, as they say, and pause and look at the lesson in the pause. Why is there a pause? Why is there a delay at this moment? Is there something in that that's teaching us something in that moment that we're missing because we're too busy looking ahead, or we're too busy looking back, and it's really much about, even reminds me of the Eckhart Tolle book, The Presence of Now, or The Power of Now, I should say, The Power of Now. Being in the moment, being in the present moment, being mindful of our thoughts right now, as well as the Buddhist philosophy, also looks at, what do they say, being the awareness behind the thoughts. Are you aware of where your thoughts are right now? Do you stop yourself and say, I'm too busy. I've got that monkey mind going on. And sometimes, because it's all connected, the physical and the spiritual. So whatever's going on physically in our lives, whether it be our jobs, even trying to, climb that ladder, so to speak, to success, there's an urgency somewhere in our lives where we feel like we've got to hurry and get there, because time is running out. So pay attention to where that could be in your life at the moment. It could be a number of things. It could be more than one thing where you're feeling like, I've got this sense of panic and urgency where I've got to hurry and get this finished. I've got to get this done because time is running out. And even just ask, the higher powers for help to come in to give you peace of mind, to help settle that craziness, okay, that can happen with it, because we are human, or we're actually spiritual beings having a human experience, and it's very natural to fall into that fear-based stuff as well, where we do worry, and we are constantly in a stress state, because let's face it, we're constantly bombarded by negative stuff on the TV. I've got to switch off. We're constantly being told we've got to be something, we've got to be somewhere, we've got to, be this in life, got to be having this by now at this age, or, there's constant demands and expectations on us as well. And we are our own worst enemy sometimes with that. Yeah, it can be really daunting. And it's going to affect our health if we're not careful. So we just got to be able to take a step back and just say, I am trying my best with what I know now, what knowledge I have now, what resources and tools I have now. And saying this right now, let's take a pause and have a sip of our cuppa. I'm going to take a pause. And I just took a deep breath. Take a deep breath. You can just close your eyes for a minute. Just take a deep breath and just relax into the moment. Don't think of anything else, any stresses, but just be here and now in this moment and say, you know, just for today, I'm going to focus on just being right here, right now, and what I can achieve and do with what I've got right here and right now. I don't have to fix everything right now. You know, pressures are on, you know, everywhere you look, at work, in family dynamics, even the stuff we put on ourselves. So it can be everywhere. So yeah, it's coming from all directions, and it's saying, let's get to the top. I said, hurry. So there's nothing wrong, though, in saying this, in wanting to complete something and reach completion and achieve that success and achieve your goals. There's nothing wrong with wanting to reach the top, of course, and have that ambition. But don't make yourself sick by doing so either. And don't, you know, that's when we become like that 10 of Wands energy in the tarot, where we're so overburdened by responsibilities because we're taking on so much. And when we got to be able to prioritize and ask for help when it's needed, and really work out, okay, am I taking on way too much than what I can do? And yeah, just watch our energy. So we're going to look at, whoopsies, 939, okay, as the angel number. 939, because you will get there when you're meant to get there. You are in touch, it says, with the voice and energy of the sacred at this time. Know that you are a vessel for divine love, so it is important you care for your body, the vehicle of your soul. So it's really calling for a pullback on our physical body, taking care of our body. Having maybe an Epsom salt bath, maybe if we're needing to go for a walk in nature, just being gentle with our bodies right now, maybe resting in bed or just on the couch, just not doing too much. It could be that we need a massage. We just got to pay attention and listen to where there might be aches, pains, or just whatever it is our body is telling us right now. So we are messengers for spirit as well, and we are here on a mission. We do each one have a mission, so we need to be able to turn up and do the best we can, but we can't overdo it, obviously. So it's saying that it is important you care for your body and know that you are a vessel for divine love. So it could also mean for a partner, a romantic partner, or, you know, those that we do love, the family unit. So we've got to be able to be at our best. We've got to turn up healthy. We can't overdo it and make ourselves sick. If we're caretakers or, you know, providers in the family as well, we've got to be able to look after ourselves. All right, let's have a look here. Sagittarius energy, beautiful. So setting our sights on our target, remaining optimistic, philosophical, adventurous, still having that beautiful adventurous side, of course, not losing sight of that, but being wise about it as well. And higher calling, yeah, taking a step back to pause so that we can also remain focused on the higher calling that is our higher calling. We're listening to that voice from spirit. We've got to get back in, like, refocused on what it is that spirit is talking to us, telling us as well. Because there is a new chapter coming for a lot of us here as well. So yeah, that's really awesome. So while a lot of us are trying to hurry and get to the top, Spirit could be saying, you may not need to rush to get to the top of this journey, of this particular pathway. There could be a new pathway. We're opening a doorway for you that could actually be an easier way to get there. Okay, so just take a step back and just listen to our calling for this doorway. It could be a completely new pathway to something else, or it could be towards the same destination, but just a better way to get there as well. So just being aware of that. So sometimes we just push too hard. Okay, let's have a look here. Let go. It's not yours to carry. Okay, we're carrying too much. This is what's happening. We're taking on other people's stuff as well. We need to let it go. Because a lot of us are empaths. And this week brings clarity about a lingering doubt. Okay, and a peaceful answer is coming very soon. One more for you, for us. And expect synchronicities, which is all about this book. I love it. That confirm your intuition. Expect a synchronicity or synchronicities that confirm your intuition, which is all about this book. I'm loving it. So the Celestine Prophecy, if you haven't read it, I seriously recommend it. Expect synchronicities. So these are events that happen like sometimes like 3 times or more in a row. Like if you're seeing the same kind of thing pop up and you're just looking at it going, what? That cannot be a coincidence. That is so strange that that's happened like 3 or more times now. And it just really like stands out to you. It's so bizarre and so amazing all at once. Let me know also in the comments what kind of synchronicities have happened for you where you're just like, that's not a coincidence. That is a message from Spirit. And this is really confirming to me, what I've known. Like it's actually telling me a strong message that I'm on the right path or I need to go this way. Because it's interesting. It said confirming your intuition. So in a way, you already know, okay? There's a gut feeling, something telling you and just, it's pulling at you and saying, hey, we've been trying to tell you something for a while now. And something is definitely going to keep popping up for you. And it could even be in the body. It could be a sign or a signal that's saying, hey, you got to pay attention to this. And then things could be popping up in your physical world as well that's showing you signs, okay? Could be in your dreams, could be in the clouds, could be something you're overhearing on TV, that like an ad that keeps popping up and you're like, wow, that's really strange because that's what I'm experiencing and I keep seeing this ad. Maybe that's telling me something, so it's really interesting how that happens as well. Animals that keep coming up in your pathway, people that you just suddenly meet, like in this book it talks about these interactions with people that just suddenly come into your pathway that are just so meant to be, and they're like helpful people. And it's just like, wow, that's so amazing. This person's come in and they're so meant to be. Like this has just opened up a whole new pathway for me on my journey. And it's just all these amazing things. And I'm loving that. That's so cool. So let me know if any of that has happened for you. And it looks like as part of this reading, this is going to unfold for you as well as part of that new chapter, guys. And let me know how you go with this, because it looks like there's more things to come and it just looks really, really beautiful here. I still feel like I've got to pull out another card. I'm not done yet. I feel like I'm wrapping it up and it's like, no, one more. one more. There's 2 more. Wow, emotional sensitivity. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it is a gift to us all. So that's that empath that we are. So, but we're also paying attention and listening, feeling through that clairsentience, okay? Our environment, our feelings here, our listening to our body, taking time out as well, and manifestation power. Use your spiritual gifts and natural abilities to attract your desired outcome. So in this space, you're actually drawing to you what it is you actually want. Okay, so we're not going to be doing anything. We're not in an action energy where we're pushing or repelling or resisting or forcing things. We're actually in this quiet space, in a passive, what's that word? What am I trying to say there? Receiving energy, where it's like a surrender. Okay, we're surrendering to the energy to come in, and we're surrendering to the divine to allow this energy, this power to manifest where it's where it's meant to completion. So I feel like your intuition, you got a lot more power than you realize in this quietness. In this quiet space, you can really bring in a lot more than actually sometimes doing. So this is through prayer, contemplation, meditation, just being able to rest, taking time out to just pause, because it's really amazingly a big message this week about pausing and reflecting and just being in the now, for allowing spirit to come in. You've got to give space for spirit to be able to do their work and come in and do the rest, if that makes sense. So that's amazing, guys, because in that time for space as well, that's also that quiet space. That's when we're able to pay attention to the signs that spirit are bringing in for us, and we're not overlooking them as well. I hope you have a really good weekend or a really awesome week until we connect next time. Love and blessings, guys.